I took the boy to the brick oven. I made pizza with his face. I demolished it. And then when they got on him, they put the crust on him. They fucked him up, man. He was fucked up bad. They take him down to the gate, threw him in the bushes, right? Told him to get the fuck out of here. You think, okay, it's all over with. They get back up to the house. We sit in the kitchen and then we start hearing boom, 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 boom. And it had a monitor, right? So we look at the monitor, his face was like somebody had a Halloween mask on, pushing it on the camera. And it was him, and he was going, come out, and much more. Boom, 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 boom. You're a bunch of pussies in there you can't punch. What's the matter? You're afraid to come out? Come out and play! Boom, boom. Yo, man, this went on for like 45 minutes, man. And then, to take you to the Twilight Zone, a limo pulls up. Now, the night before that, I ran Barkley. I ran the Blade Barkley. He used to be the middleweight champion. He lost his title to James Lights Out Tony. And he took a tremendous beating, tremendous. You know what I'm saying? And his face was, I mean, his face was bad, man. You know, he looked like he required surgery. You know, and the weird shit about it was, you would think that somebody whose face was like that and got it whipped like that would go to the hospital and stay for at least a month or whatever. But he went to a comedian's house. Maybe he had lost his mind or whatever. He was crazy. Cause you supposed to go to the hospital, you go to Eddie Murphy's house. He came straight from his ass whipping, flew from Vegas to Eddie's house. We didn't even know him that good. We didn't know, it wasn't like he was in our family, dog. You know what I'm saying? We knew him like, see the club, yo, the Blade, what's up, man? And then you get whipped out and you come straight to us. So we didn't know what to say to the brother, you know what I'm saying? But he came over, his face was fucked up. All we could say is, damn, you know, you want a drink? You know, because I know in the cowboy movies, you know what I'm saying, they give you something to drink, pull a tooth or whatever. His face, maybe it could ease the pain, give him some whiskey. You know what I'm saying? So we offered him a drink. But I'll never forget what he said, man. My man came, he was like, yo, as bad as my face is, man, whoever that cat at the gate is, his face made my face feel better. I feel better, man. He wanted to go to the club after that. He didn't think his face was that bad. He drove in, he seen Daryl. He was like, damn, what the fuck happened to him? Daryl was like this. Fucking bitches. Then you can fight, you fucking moron. Boom, 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 boom. Till 5-0 came and got him, man. 5-0 had to handle that. They had to, you know, because it was either call the cops or kill him. You know, we didn't want to go there. We know his mama, you know what I'm saying? So 5-0 handled him. They took him out of there, man.
All right, let's go. All right, cut.
All right, when I first, you know, started rolling with my brother, you know, I was doing security. I was in charge of security back then, you know, and I was real proud, you know, to you know what my brother had accomplished, you know, because I remember the old days before any of this happened. You know, I remember the puff rice with no the sugar smacks that didn't have the sugar on. It was just the smack. I remember the welfare peanut butter tearing up the bread. Okay. I remember.
Explain the thing about when you didn't understand the welfare peanut butter until you got older.
Oh, welfare peanut butter? Well, welfare peanut butter is kind of like a Mary Jane. Imagine trying to take a Mary Jane and spread it on the bread and make a sandwich.
You know,
well, now that when I went to the Navy, I found that if you take some cooking oil and add it to the welfare peanut butter, it turns into like Skippy. It's nice and creamy, and you can spread it. But I didn't know that when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? So we fucked up mad bread trying to make peanut butter sandwiches and shit. So to go from that, to go from the apartment to the house in Long Island to, you know, having this brother that became a star, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that, you know, when we was growing up, they didn't have all these channels on TV. You know, you only had a couple of channels, and my brother pointed at the television and said, "I want to be on that one day." And when he pointed at it, you know, I think it was probably one black person on it. It was Julia or something like, you know what I'm saying? It was, so it was unfathomable that he would even become a star, but he did. And I was mad proud of my brother, man. Well, first of all, when we was kids, right? I'm the older brother. So, you know, I put it to you like this. I found out that I could whip a lot of motherfuckers' ass that I didn't think I could whip because they stepped to him. You know what I'm saying? It was guys who I was afraid of, but I've always been more afraid of my moms and shit. So I was like, you know, I don't care if you are a big butchie, I got to do you because if I go home, my little brother is messed up, and my mother said, well, what did you do? I better be messed up worse than him. You know what I'm saying? My mother was the type, when we in Brooklyn, hang the belt out the window and say, either you whip his ass or I'm gonna whip your ass. Which means the only thing that was acceptable was victory, man. You know, that was the only thing acceptable. I can remember what my brother was doing before I even started working for him. And he was just doing comedy, and he would go and he would do like a high school, or he would go do Hofstra University, or, you know, little sets he was doing around the area. And the ability to go in front of an audience and express yourself and make them laugh, you know what I'm saying? That was like really amazing to me that he had that power, you know, to stand in front of a group of people and say, this is what I think is funny, and I'm gonna make you laugh, and do it. But because he was so good at it and I was so proud of him, I was like if you didn't laugh, I was real emotional. I probably would fuck you up for not laughing. That's how I felt. Because I felt that everybody should be laughing because I thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is laughing. But there's always that one hater, that one person that's not going to go with the flow, that's going to try to throw an egg on the show and all that. And I would always react to that person. When I started working for my brother, you know, as security, that was the reason that ultimately led to me not being able to perform that task for him anymore, because I was the hothead security guard. To be a security guard, you have to separate yourself from the person and do a job, a professional job. You can't be reacting to everything you hear or insults or slurs that somebody. And if you're a celebrity, you know, and especially if my brother was a young male, you know what I'm saying, women was on him. I mean, I remember walking through the club, man. We used to go in the club and drain it. Used to drain the club, man. Just walk in and go like this. Do a lap, walk out. All the girls in the club would leave wherever he was going. You know what I'm saying? And so the guys are gonna be saying shit that, you know, fuck that motherfucker, man. Shit. I got money too, nigga. Nigga pull out, you know, this little knot, whatever. That happened a lot. And I used to always react to cats like that. You know? As soon as they do that, I'll be like, what? Bob! Now I'm rolling on the ground with this motherfucker. Fuck that motherfucker, man. Shit. Punk ass nigga. I have to react to that. You know? And it was to the extreme with me where they knew this is what led them to saying, you know what, Charlie, maybe you should perform a different job in the operation here, because, you know, you overreacting, man. You reacting to too much shit. You know, and eventually you're going to do something bad, man. You're going to jump on, you know, a midget or a baby or something, man. 'Cause whoever say something, you know. I almost gave this old man a heart attack on the plane because he asked us were we a basketball team. And, you know, I took that personal. You know, this was an old white man, and we was in first class, and my man he was real old. And he looked and said, who are you guys? You're a basketball team? And then my brain added this up. Well, he's about 30 years older than us, which means he's from the 60s, where they had the dogs and the hoses and all that. And there was no niggas on first class. So I flipped. I said, no, motherfucker, we the Black Panthers. And I'm the president, bitch. Turn your motherfucking ass around and fly and you mind your motherfucking business. And then he was like this. You know, the rest of the flight, he was horrified. You know, that's how I would react. I would always go to the extreme. And the ultimate extreme was one night we was in Chicago, and we were in a restaurant, and there was a football player named Darryl Stingley. And Darryl Stingley, you know, he had got paralyzed from the neck down by another football player named Jack Tatum. He took a hell of a hit, he got paralyzed, you know, which is a very tragic thing, you know. So Darryl Stingley happened to come to this restaurant we were in, and in that town he was a celebrity, and he had a whole bunch of girls with him, you know what I'm saying? But you know, my brother was in there with the tight leather on and all that. Darryl Stingley, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't move, man. You know what I'm saying? He's over here. So let me give you an idea of what was going on, man. We at our table chilling, right? Now the girls with Stingley, they was paying a little bit too much attention to my brother. So we didn't call it hating back then. When Stingley started hating, man, the motherfucker, he's like this. Fuck Eddie Murphy. Fuck that punk ass nigga. Shit. I got money. The fuck y'all keep looking at this nigga for? Fuck him. Fuck buckwheat. Niggas corny anyway. I don't like Beverly Hills Cop. It's going on and on and on and on. Loud, man, like the whole restaurant could hear it. No one is saying anything to Darryl because, you know, as a culture, you know, as a society, it's kind of wrong to step to this guy. You know? But, you know, like I told you, man, I make my own rules, man. Fuck that, man. If you're a talking head motherfucker and you acting like you forgot that that's what you are, I'm going to hold a mirror up and let you see what's going on. I went over there. I told him, I said, look, man, you want me to flip your fucking chair over? Huh? And stomp your mouth? Because that's the only thing that's moving. You want to lose that? Huh? And he looked me in the eye and he seen that I was dead serious. I was going to flip that motherfucker's chair over and stomp his mouth, man. And he got horrified. I said, I'm going back over to my table. If I hear one more peep out of you, man, when I come back over here, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. Now shut the fuck up. And you know, then his eyelids was trembling because that's the only thing that can move. And he's sitting there and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I go back to my seat and I sit down. My brother was like, yo, man, why that was messed up, man. I said, you hear him saying anything wrong about you anymore? See, that's how messed up it is. You hear any more Eddie Murphy's a bitch, fuck Beverly Hills Cop? The nigga's silent, right? That's how it's supposed to be. He's supposed to be enjoying his meal, shut the fuck up over there and eat his meal. That's what he's doing there. And the girls that was over there, you know, they was quiet, and I heard one of them say, Darryl, you're not eating anything. He had lost his appetite. You know what I mean? I'm sorry I ruined his meal, but he wasn't ruining mine. I'm not hearing it. You know, and it was all stemming from, that's my brother, man, I'm not having it. I was to the point where, man, if I went to a show and you was that hater in the audience that shit wasn't fun, pah! Jamming you, man. Because the shit was funny. You know, if it's 10,000 people laughing, and you that one joker that want to try to squeeze lemon, fuck you, I don't even want you to be here. And I took it as a personal crusade until they was like, you know what, you're a little overzealous with the way you're performing your job. So that was how I ended up not doing that no more, man.